Listen carefully, because what you're about to realize might change the way you look at people around you forever. Someone close to you, someone you probably never suspected, is quietly in love with you. And the strangest part, the first letter of their name might already be sitting in your mind right now, waiting to be recognized. You see, attraction is rarely loud. Real feelings almost never announce themselves. Female psychology reveals something fascinating about hidden affection. Women often protect their deepest emotions behind subtle behavior, small gestures and quiet attention. Not because they want to play games, but because vulnerability is dangerous when the heart is involved. So instead of confessing, they observe. Think about it. There is someone in your life who notices details about you that others ignore. The way your mood changes, the exact tone in your voice when you're tired, the small things you casually mention and forget, yet somehow they remember them weeks later. That's not coincidence. That's emotional investment. Psychology calls this selective attention. When a woman develops feelings for someone, her brain begins filtering the world differently. Out of thousands of daily interactions, your presence becomes the one her mind instinctively tracks. You enter a room, and even if she pretends not to notice, something inside her already has. But here's the part most men never understand. When a woman secretly loves you, she often hides it behind distance. Not closeness, not flirting, distance. Because emotions create fear. Fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear that revealing too much might change the connection forever. So instead of stepping closer, she studies you from a safe emotional space. She listens more than she speaks. She supports you quietly. And sometimes, she even pretends not to care. Strange, isn't it? The person who feels the most often reveals the least. Attachment psychology explains this beautifully. When feelings become intense but uncertain, the brain activates protection mechanisms. Some women withdraw slightly. Others become unusually calm around the person they care about. And some develop a silent loyalty that no one else notices. Watch carefully. Who checks on you when something seems off, even when you didn't say anything? Who remembers conversations you barely recall having? Who defends you when others criticize you, even when you're not around to hear it? Hidden love rarely shows itself through grand gestures. It shows itself through emotional consistency. And somewhere in your life right now, there may be a woman who carries that quiet consistency for you. She may laugh normally with everyone else, but something about you changes the rhythm of her attention. The dangerous part is, you might never realize it, because hidden affection doesn't chase loudly. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply waits, observing whether you are the kind of man who sees beyond obvious signals. One fascinating psychological truth is this: people reveal their deepest emotions through patterns, not words. And once you start noticing patterns, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe her name starts with a letter you already know. Maybe it's someone you talk to often, or someone who seems unusually calm around you, or someone who suddenly becomes quieter when you're near. But here is the deeper question. Would you even recognize genuine affection if it wasn't dramatic, obvious, or loud? Because real emotional connection rarely looks like the movies. It looks like patience. It looks like quiet presence. It looks like someone who stays consistent even when no one else is paying attention. And tonight, when you replay the faces in your mind, the conversations, the small unexplained moments, one letter might suddenly stand out. And when it does, you might realize something that was quietly happening in front of you all along.